Black Lives Matter. When we affirm that, we mean it. And we're going to do whatever is required of our people to ensure that our message is quite clear. We're not going to allow media to distort our message. We're not going to let pundits come on shows and dilute and distort what we have.
The former head of Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta has been formally sentenced to prison on charges of wire fraud and money laundering. The report says that Tyree Conyers-Page, also known as Sir Maejor Page, was sentenced to serve 42 months in prison in Ohio on Thursday. Prosecutors said that Page took money donated to his organization through Facebook and used it for travel, personal items, and a home in Toledo, Ohio. Wire fraud, any type of fraud, is one of those crimes where it becomes almost impossible to open another bank account in the entire country. You basically have to move to a different country to really to get any type of like good banking institution to do business with you, or you have to go through a lot of loopholes or jump through a lot of steps to get even open a bank account again. In court, Page claimed that some of the money he spent on his own lifestyle was part of a reasonable salary, quote unquote, for managing the organization.
Lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Black Lives Matter Greater Atlanta is committed to doing the work, to getting in the streets in our communities and challenging that.
Though he admitted to prosecutors he never consulted anyone with the organization about what his pay should have been. Again, it's no matter how high or low you are. Like obviously we know that interns, for example, or people who are students who are doing co-op, they have a lot of accountability. They have, or even people who are not at the forefront of the company, they have performance reviews, right? This is why performance reviews are always happen on a sometimes quarterly or yearly basis. But there's accountability for your work. But sometimes it's as if like the higher up you go in the organization, the less people can tell you or can talk to you anyhow, so to speak. And it's just another constant reminder that no matter how high you are, no matter how notable you are, you need someone exterior to keep you accountable, so that your hubris does not become too high. Your ego or your feeling that you can get away with anything does not become too high. It makes a world of difference to know that someone's going to check in on you, to know that you're going to the gym or that you're going to be studying, right? It's one of the reasons why I found that doing martial arts classes, not only was it you work on different parts of the body, things that one could say are more practical, right, in any given day, but there's the community, right? When you don't go to a martial arts class for a week or two, maybe even a month, and you have you and your classmates, or you and your classmates within the dojo haven't seen you in a while, they might call you, they might text you, they might reply to your story, hey, what's up, we haven't seen you in a while, right? But you're constantly like talking. Whereas in the gym, for example, you may have a gym buddy per se, but maybe you don't really like talk to other people as much as you would in a dojo, because it's like a class setting. Any type of like class definitely empowers you to like be there more often. But again, it's accountability in every area. Page has officially been found guilty on 1 count of wire fraud and 3 counts of money laundering in April, after a 6-day trial. The allegations surfaced in April 2020 when the FBI's National Threat Operations Center received a complaint accusing Page of misrepresenting himself as a leader of the Black Lives Matter movement and misusing the organization's funds. According to prosecutors, the investigation revealed that Page had established a social media page called Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta, BLMGA, and registered it as a non-profit capable of receiving donations, with a significant presence on the fundraising platform GoFundMe. According to an FBI release, financial scrutiny revealed that from April 2018 to May 2020, the BLMGA bank account, solely managed by Page, again, accountability solely managed by Page, showcased minor transactions never exceeding $5,000. Accountability in all aspects, and again, especially when it comes to like crimes involving money, there's always a paper trail. Always. unless maybe you're doing it by cash. Maybe by cash, but there's always a paper trail. There's always a paper. In this world, you have to fear something. You have to fear something. You have to fear either God, fear the law, fear your reputation, or fear something. There's something that you must fear that is greater than yourself, that will hold you accountable and keep you on the right path. There's something you must fear. There's something you must fear. There's something you must fear. You cannot live life without fearing a higher power, the law, your reputation being ruined, or something. There's something you must fear. However, in the wake of George Floyd's death, donations surged, with June 2020 witnessing approximately $36,493.80. July 2020 around $370,000. In August 2020, an additional $59,000 in contributions. These funds were directly transferred to the account operated by quote-unquote Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta, solely owned bank account which was solely owned by Page. Despite assurances from Page that the funds were exclusively used for movement-related purposes, federal investigators say they found lavish expenditures on personal items, including food, entertainment, furniture, and luxury goods throughout June, July, and August 2020. According to court documents, a significant transaction involved the purchase of a residence and an adjacent lot in Toledo for approximately $112,000 in August 2020, attempting to mask ownership through a non-disclosure agreement with High Frequency Ohio. Further inquiries highlighted the transfer of BLM GA funds to Page's personal accounts for purchasing firearms. Prosecutors also say Page's social media activity, which showcased a flamboyant lifestyle, contradicted his public statements about the utilization of donated funds. Again, it comes to the social media telling on yourself, basically you're self-snitching. There's some quote about self-snitching. I'll insert it if I find it.
It wasn't just me, I had help from my friends, Donnie and Tim. They got the guns, no gun license and registered ones. Paul and Kate wasn't involved, but they sell drugs. Yeah, they move weight like a U-Haul.
But like, people be self-snitching all the time. All the time. You just can't help but post. So Maejor Page, also known as Tyree Conyers-Page, gained prominence in the Atlanta area for his activism. His rise to public attention came largely through his self-representation as an activist and leader within the Black Lives Matter movement, leveraging social media and other digital platforms to amplify his voice. Now, in terms of his background, that usually comes as a part of, that's usually talked about in terms of mitigating circumstances, whether positive or negative. When it comes to someone who's pled guilty or who's been found guilty, try and take into you try and take in the totality of their background, whether or not they are a risk to society. So it basically talks about in December 2014, Atlanta police charged Page with impersonating a police officer when they found him at the Shell station on Joseph P. Laurie Boulevard, wearing a replica of the Atlanta police uniform, Glock .45 automatic pistol, and other gear. According to the police report, he had a black female handcuffed in front of the gas station. Page claimed he was working as a security there. That's shady. That's weird. In October 2015, police report says Page was again armed, wearing a bulletproof vest outside a MARTA station. He even demanded an ID from a man who turned out to be an APT sergeant. Okay. And in January 2016. Court records show Page blustered his way past security guards at the sloppy Floyd building by claiming he was an FBI agent. The court records stated that he was carrying a gun. A witness told police he had more weapons than I ever seen an officer wear. He ultimately was allowed to clear all 3 counts by pleading guilty to lesser charges of obstruction and carrying a weapon in an unauthorized location. Page and the Black Lives Matter of Atlanta movement parted ways shortly after the arrest, which is when he started Black Lives Matter of Greater Atlanta. There's another story of not having accountability. it's never a good sign or a good thing to not have someone that is checking. There's a term in cybersecurity called zero trust, wherein people only get access to the pertinent information to their position and job. Like there's no such thing as sharing passwords in the office. Always like, oh, this person's out of the office right now. Give me your password and I'll use it. Nah, that's not protocol. So it's just important to always remember that there's always a trail. There's always a paper trail of, especially when it comes to finance. It is a rarity that you'll be dealing with money and a bank account is not involved in one way or another. It's just inevitable. And honestly, sometimes you get lost in the sauce. You think things will always be a certain way. You're always making the amount of money that you're currently making, and by God's grace, that will be the case. But you never know. And there's just, at the end of the day, you have to fear something. Like I mentioned before, you fear God, what God will do to you. You fear what the law will do to you. But there's something that you have to be fearful of, that will keep your hubris low and keep you on the straight and narrow path, that will hopefully not have your face on public social media platforms being posted, splattered all over the place. And it does not hurt to take your kids, your brothers, or your family to the court office in your local city. Go watch a trial. People can watch. It's all public access. Go watch there, just to remind yourself that you're not fathomable, that you're not untouchable. Once a month, once every quarter, go into the courthouse, see what's being discussed, see how people are getting into the situation that they're currently in, just to remind yourself that you're not untouchable. But as always, it doesn't feed you, don't water it, and too much of any good thing is good for nothing. Flip the script. I'm out. Deuces.